Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I love this song. It is so romantic. Power Trip and Hornet's Nest. That is Duval. You are smack dab in the middle of the Hornet's Nest. Albeit for your Jaguars, not a power trip. They've been taking a power nap. And then there was one. It is the beloved, right? The only winless team in pro football, 0-4, but you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. They are favored against Indianapolis. Indy hasn't won here since Burt Jones was the quarterback, right? Since Lydell Mitchell was the tailback. Art Donovan. Actually, that would be the Baltimore Colts. Excuse me. I guess I'll just stop right there with Baltimore Colts. You catch my drift. Indianapolis, of course, we all know what happened, and Baltimore got it back when Art Modell left Cleveland and took the ball club over to where the Colts at once were, obviously, in Baltimore. But enough of that. I mean, that's recent history. We need to, right now, look at the four games, understand where this team is, what's working, what's not working, and then what's next. That's why I have come up with something I'm going to do here in just a couple of minutes, and I'm very excited about. Okay? It's called What Have We Learned? And I think it's fascinating because it's not as bad as it seems. You can make the case that this team could be 3-1. However, forget about effort. Forget about what about this, what about that. This is a result. Got to find ways to win games. And it's pretty easy to really figure out why. A couple of very, very key components that the Jaguars have struggled in massively as to why they are a winless ball club. Almost feels like a Monday edition. Yesterday, JJ and I were on 2 to 4. We did that because of high school football. We're with you tonight, 6 to 8. Tomorrow night, 6 to 8. Thursday night, 6 to 8. And then on Friday, because of high school football, we will be on 4 to 6. That will be on the AM only, 1010XL. I don't want to be overly repetitive from what I did yesterday, but I do understand that people come and go, and you have a different audience during different times, whether it's morning, afternoon, or into the night. The thing that got me more than anything on Sunday was bad coaching. And it comes on the heels of what has now become the most controversial statement to date made by Doug Peterson when he came out and said, quote, as coaches, we can't go out there and make plays. No, but you can put guys in a better position to win. And this football team did not. I'm just going to give you the one example that to me is just so glaring. It is so wrong. And great coaches, great football teams, great franchises don't make these mistakes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yet that's exactly what the Jaguars did, and it ended up costing them the game at Houston. Let's go to Tank Bigsby. Great call on, what was it, 3rd and 3? You run a draw to Bigsby. The guy goes 58 yards. All right? It was arguably the play of the game for Jacksonville offensively. He's rocked at the sideline. He does a somersault, whatever. So you get him out of there, right? You give him a blow. You bring in Travis Etienne. I mean, Pop Warner coaches know that. All you high school coaches who all call in to Hacker and Pockets and everyone, the Friday Night Lights. I mean, all you high school coaches know that when a guy goes 58 yards, gets rocked, you take him out of the game, right? Okay? All you college coaches, you know that, whether you're an offense. What? The Jaguars left Tank Bigsby? Oh, yeah, Ballou, they did. And get this. They handed them the ball on first down. He goes nowhere. So get him out of there. It's second down. Get him out of there. No. Let's give it to him again. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. The whole world knows he is exhausted. And it's almost like the team was 3-0, not 0-3. And it's like, give him a cookie. You know, give him one of those little Debbie pound cakes, or they're so good, you know. I mean, they're so yummy. And, you know, just, he earned it. Give him the touch. This team hasn't won a game. The guy can't breathe. Get him out. So, no, not this team. Let's run him. We'll run him right at him behind this offensive line. We're going to tail the football. We're going to run it right behind the guards. And so he gets stonewalled twice. Third down. He hit Gabe Davis right in the face. And it was some decent coverage, but it still was a catchable ball by Gabe Davis, who dropped it. Okay, he's had a shoulder, whatever. So there's your third failure. So take the points. I mean, this team came into the game averaging 13 points a contest. 13. Okay, take the points. Get something out of this. The momentum switch is going to be enormous if you get shut down here on fourth. So what do? They go to an empty? You don't have anyone in the backfield outside of Trevor Lawrence, and you're trying to tell the fans of Duval, the great football fans of North Florida and other parts throughout our country and other countries, including London, that you're going to run a quarterback sneak from a shotgun in an empty backfield. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is why they lost the game on Sunday. That is poor coaching. That is a poor scheme. That is awful play calling. And for Doug Peterson to double down after the game and say that players have to make plays, there are problems right now within that organization. The Jaguars need to play tomorrow. If there was one team in this league that needs to play and win, it is your Jacksonville Jaguars. I cannot believe that sequence. I cannot believe that with another year of the same coaches, that they went to that 4 plays in that situation. You should be irate. You deserve to be. It was terrible play calling, unfortunately, right there for your Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, coming up, I want to give this ample time. So I'm actually going to get out of here on time, and I've been telling you that, I'm kind of like in a lot of circles on a first and down after a 58-yard carry when I should be on the sideline. I'm going to try to do more. Right, instead of doing it by the book and going out and doing things as asked, I just love to flap my gums. And then I look up and I see the clock and I'm like, oh boy, I've screwed up once again. So I'm going to get out of here on time. And when we come back after our first break, I have highlighted some things that I think perfectly describes the first 4 games of the 2024 Jacksonville Jaguars season. And this is obviously my opinion, okay? This isn't a law. It's the way that I've seen it in 4 games. And by the way, some numbers would argue the way that I've seen things. But I'm going to stick with what I did highlight, and I'm going to get to that. And then, as always, going to give you plenty of opportunity to respond, whether you agree with it, disagree with it, you're somewhere in between. The best way to always do that is on our text line. That is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. And again, we're going to do it tonight up until 8 o'clock. So with that said, opening comments brought to you by the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. You know, people are getting taken advantage of financially when it comes to cataract surgery. Why is that? Well, it's like so many other surgeries. You just don't know what is going on. You're not supposed to know what is going on. That's why there are doctors, and you're told you need a surgery, and all of a sudden you begin to panic, okay? There are so many other eye care practices out there that will say, all right, you need cataract surgery, you need eye surgery. Go talk to our surgery counselor. you've had surgeries before, whether it's your eyes or something else. You don't talk to a surgery counselor. You want to talk to the doctor who is going to put you under and perform the surgery. That is exactly what they do at Shmunez Vision. Point blank, nearly 9 years ago, I went in for a normal eye examination. Dr. Neil Shmunez looked at my right eye and he said, brother, you need surgery immediately. I'm like, what's up? I feel good. Everything's fine. He says, no, it needs to be removed. He told me everything about it. The very next morning, he performed surgery. There's never been a setback. Just remember that. It's your eyes. It's the only set that you do have. If you need surgery, you at least want to speak to the doctor who's going to perform it, not a surgery counselor. It's one of the many things and one of the many reasons why Shmunez Vision is number one right here in Duval. Check them out online. Go to Shmunez Vision. Also get all of their testimonials from plenty of folks who have trusted them for years. You can do that at Instagram at Shmunez Vision as well. Are you ready for this, Duval? It's called What Have We Learned? 4 games in for the 2024 Jaguars, and it's next on Into the Night.
He is our quarterback savant, and he'll take you inside his mind.
So you can learn more about the science of quarterbacking.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer. Friday mornings on The Drill. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Let's start the debate. Why would someone buy a new car from you? We have an exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle. We offer a competitive wow price plus free oil changes. How much will someone get for their trade? We offer more than $4,000 over KBV value. Well, we never lose a trade over price. Okay, when is the best time to buy a car? Right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter which side you pick. At Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet, you get it all. Let us show you why we're the winning vote.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Salvatore's famous pizza now in Jacksonville, Tapestry Park off Southside Boulevard. In honor of our favorite player, number 16, Salvatore's large pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping, only $16. Coupon at salvatores.com. Dine in, pick up, and delivery. $16 for a large Salvatore's pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping. Coupon at salvatores.com. Tax and delivery extra.
It's time to take it back to the 90s, Jags fans. Be at the bank Sunday, October 6th, as we debut our Prowler throwback jerseys against the Colts and induct legendary head coach Tom Coughlin into the pride of the Jaguars at halftime. Kick off the set for 1 p.m. You're not going to want to miss this matchup. Lock in your seats now by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a dust bunny breeder from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Steve Johnson.
Welcome to the show, Steve.
It's great to be here, Alex.
Yeah, you don't have to answer in the form of a question, Steve.
What is this game show?
See, that's another question.
Are you going to ask me about air conditioners?
Yeah, okay. How about we just send the Bueller guys over and you can annoy them with all your questions? Johnny?
That's right, Steve. Bueller Air and Plumbing can answer all your air conditioning questions, repair options, replacement models, and how to make your AC last longer while saving electricity, making sure you are cool.
Where is the parking lot?
You're killing me, Steve.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit Bueller Air
TrueCare.com.
Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, congratulating our Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Van Thong, senior football, soccer, and track and field athlete at Ed White High. As Mr. Senior Ed White High, Van participated in ROTC and the Student Government Association.
Kuhn Flowers and 1010XL encourage you to help those devastated by Hurricane Helene in the Big Bend area of Florida. Kuhn's will be sending a relief truck to Perry, Florida Friday morning to encourage you to stop by their Beach Boulevard location to donate tarps, blankets, first aid kits, bottled drinking water, diapers, flashlights, laundry detergent, towels, and toilet paper. Any amount will help and is appreciated. Their truck leaves Friday morning, so stop by Kuhn Flowers, Beach Boulevard with your donations today.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Have a group trip or company function soon? Mark Watson here with Hardball Creative. Get busy ordering the t-shirts and other swag you'll need. It's easy with Hardball.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I've been playing Prize Picks lately, and I have no idea why I waited so long. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 5 million active members. And beyond that, it's a blast to play. It's easy, it's exciting, and it makes those college and NFL games so much more exciting to watch. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stats and watch your winnings roll in. This week, I've got Vikings quarterback Sam Arnold throwing for less than 229.5 yards, and Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson rushing for less than 39.5 yards. It's just that easy. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quickly as 15 minutes. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code JAX, J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code JAX on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. It's all there, Prize Picks. Run your game.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local print management partner and home to Xerox and HP copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions.
GoABSinc.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, coming up in a little bit, I'm going to remember Pete Rose because growing up in Boston, he was by far my favorite non-Red Sox. And even though he won the World Series and arguably the greatest one ever played in 1975, I just love the way that Pete played the game. And I am an old school card collector. I have his rookie card. It's in a safety deposit box if you're thinking about robbing my house. So you're not going to find the Pete Rose card. But and unfortunately, his life after the game, or I guess during the game when he was a skipper, it has been tarnished forever. But I want to go back and do something that others are not doing. That is actually talk about what he did in his career. He was absolutely fantastic. He died last night at the age of 83, right after we got off the air. We were on earlier yesterday from 2 to 4. So it happened there with Pete Rose. All right, I'm going to get to what have we learned? But first things first, we got 4 baseball games, JJ, low-scoring games. Detroit 3-1, that's a final, and we're in the 9th inning right now. Kansas City up 1-0 at Camden Yards in Baltimore.
Yeah, they do have a couple guys on, so they could widen the lead a little bit, but there is 2 outs. Yeah, my buddy texted the group earlier this morning, was like, bet the unders. Mm-hmm. And I should have listened, although the Mets game's already got 5 runs. But, yeah, they're very low-scoring first game of the afternoon, both American League games. The Astros, I expected them to win that series, but Scooble's like the best pitcher in baseball, maybe. Yeah. And no one knows about this guy because he plays for the Tigers. But so he shut them down pretty much. So the Astros have to win 2 in a row to even advance, and they're they're always there at the end. I think they've been to however many ALCSs in a row.
Yeah. I'll settle in tonight, watch the game in San Diego. Your Braves against the Padres. That's an 8:30 start on ESPN. Chris Sale, not on this round's playoff roster.
No, news just came down that he's in Atlanta. He said he's feeling better, and he might be able to make it if they make it to the division series. But so much weirdness around that injury. Like, what exactly is it? He was scratched with, quote, back tightness right 10 minutes before the game yesterday. So who knows what it really is? He hasn't pitched in a couple weeks at this point.
Yeah, that's always been the issue with that.
Of course.
Hall of Fame talent. He just cannot stay healthy. Mets up 3-2 in Milwaukee, third inning there. We'll keep you updated on all those games. Let's get to the Jaguars. What have we learned? Let's get through it. And let me start right off by Doug Peterson. Regardless of what we've seen, what you hear, and what you believe, he is always going to defend Press Taylor. Let's get that out of the way right now. And even though this is an ongoing occurrence, he always has. Philadelphia and here, you often in life, and that includes in football, you don't want to get in the same position where you make the same mistake again and again. And Doug Peterson is doing that right now. He is going to defend for one reason, which I do not know. He's going to take Press over Trevor Lawrence. He's going to take Press over his other coaches. He's going to take Press over Trent Baalke. He's going to take Press over everyone in the organization. Now, has Peterson lost the locker room? That's worthy of debate. But what we've learned is that hasn't changed. Press Taylor is still number one when it comes to Doug Peterson. Number two, Brian Thomas Jr. in 4 games is clearly their number one wide receiver. 17 receptions, 275 yards. He's averaging 16.2 per. He led the NCAA a year ago at LSU with more than 17 yards of reception. Someone around here, the truth teller, said he thought he would be 5th this year in team reception. See, I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. I thought it would go Kirk. I thought it would go Ingram. I thought it would go Etienne. I thought it would go Gabe Davis. And I thought the rookie would be number 5. Right now, he's tied with Christian Kirk for 17, but he is far and away shown in 4 ball games. He is their number one wide receiver. Number 3, the Jaguars are terrible when it counts most. Your Jaguars have scored 3 fourth-quarter points in 4 games. You cannot make that up. 3 fourth-quarter points in an hour of play. 4 fourth quarters. Okay? Your Jaguars are terrible on third down. They're 30th in pro football. 11 of 44. Absolutely, positively cannot happen in the 3rd year of this system that includes Doug Peterson, Press Taylor, and Trevor Lawrence. Yet it's happening. The offensive line has not improved. Now this could be a Miller Lite 6-pack argument. You can give me the rushing numbers. You can give me the pass protection. Hey, congratulations. They did a good job last week against Houston. Only Anton Harrison, out of the 5 offensive linemen, allowed a pressure. The other 2 pressures came from Brenton Strange and Travis Etienne. The offensive line has been much maligned, heavily criticized, and they're actually running the football. If you look at averages, it's pretty impressive. 4.6 right now for Travis Etienne. Tank Bigsby, 8.2. 12 sacks for Trevor Lawrence. He looks helter-skelter-ish in the pocket. You may argue and say the line's done their job. More of this is on Trevor, still not growing as a quarterback. Again, this is up for debate. In my opinion, the offensive line is not taking the step forward that they were supposed to. Tank needs more carries. We understand he went out in week 2, pounded by Cleveland on that kick return. Still, 3 games, 21 carries. That's 7 a game if you get rid of that second contest. Tank has 47. Tank's a tough guy with a shoulder, but Tank Bigsby has proven that he is playing as well, if not better, right now than what we're seeing with Travis Etienne. 21 carries is not enough at this particular point, in my opinion, for Tank Bigsby. Feed Tank and start that coming up this Sunday against Indianapolis. The safety position, it's awful. The Jaguars do not have an adequate safety. Antonio Johnson plays every snap. There's so much that you really want to like about Antonio Johnson. He's got the body. He's got the look. He's a ferocious hitter. He's not good in coverage. He struggles to understand his responsibilities week in, week out. I get it. He's a fifth-round pick, and he's been injured. Give him a little bit more time. My eyes right now say, brother, that is a major concern. Andre Sisco had a 48.1 PFF ranking from the ball game that was played on Sunday. A lot of hype with this guy. Another very good individual. Message the Trent Baalke. Do not re-sign Andre Sisco. Do not pay Andre Sisco top 5 safety money in the NFL. He's not worth it. He's a liability. He got destroyed on that touchdown. He wasn't within 10 yards of the receiver on that crossing pattern on Sunday. They do not have a good safety right now. I'm hoping Darnell Savage comes back and plays safety. Play the kids. Play Buster Brown. Play Jarian Jones. Tyson Campbell's going to be back soon. Darnell Savage is going to be back soon. I want Savage going to safety. I don't want him going to nickel. Eric Armstead, he's been a bust. And why did they overspend for a backup edge? I thought this man was supposed to be a Calais Campbell, a guy who would start inside and maybe move outside. Maybe they would flip-flop Trayvon Walker, but a guy who would bring leadership, a guy who would bring experience. Yeah, his snap count went up last week, finally to 41 snaps, but he's taken less than 45% of the snaps going into that game against Houston. And frankly, they're not playing him at the position that he's supposed to play. Didn't we all envision Trayvon Walker, Eric Armstead, Mason Smith, Hines Allen? We're not getting it. Instead, we're getting Eric Armstead on the edge. And again, it just hasn't worked out. He had a 58.5 pass rush grade Sunday, and that includes a sack. Can you imagine what it would have been if you take that actually away from him? All right. What else have we learned? The Jaguars are beaten up. Lost in the success of 2022 when they went on that late season win streak and they came from behind to knock off the Los Angeles Chargers. That was a healthy team. Ben Barch got hurt. Shaq Griffin got hurt. You lost Cam late, but that was a healthy team. This club has played without Evan Ingram, who they desperately miss. Okay? They're now without Foye Oluokun for at least 3 more games. Devin Lloyd was a scratch 90 minutes before kick Sunday in Houston. We just touched on Darnell Savage. Hopefully he's back. We just talked about Tyson Campbell. Hopefully he's on the come and he's back. All right, Josh Hines Allen in the concussion protocol. He's going to be, well, who knows? We'll get a better understanding tomorrow on Wednesday when Doug Peterson does meet the media. Trevor Lawrence, he's not a franchise quarterback. He's not. He's completing 53.3% of his passes. That is dead last in the NFL. 53.3% of his passes. His quarterback rating is 78.9. That is 25th in the NFL. I'm not even going to bring up the money. I'm not even going to talk about the fact that I said, don't sign him. All right? I'm not even going to do that because all you folks criticize me. Oh, Ballou, yeah. I'm not even going to bring it up. I'm not going to do it to you. He's not playing like a franchise quarterback. This is petrifying. You are married to this guy. for another 7 years. I'm not going to say that it's not going to work out. However, I feel like it's not going to work out with this coaching staff. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to massage it and try to get it to work in 2025? Or is this thing going to be completely blown up and you're going to bring in a brand new coaching staff? Out of everything that I've said, this is what is most shocking to me. I thought all along that Peterson was the right guy, had the right mind frame, had the right experience as a quarterback in this league forever, a backup quarterback in the league forever, learned from his mistakes where he gave up on Carson Wentz a little bit too early, went to Nick Foles, was aggressive. I mean, won a Super Bowl 2 weeks prior. You all remember how Nate Hackett and Doug Marrone sat on the football in the fourth quarter in Foxborough, a chance to cut the head off the snake. And this Jaguars team just, I mean, thinking about that makes me want to puke all over the place. You were this close to a Super Bowl, and Doug Marrone and Nate Hackett tried to sit on the lead when you had the best coach and the best quarterback in arguably the history of the game. And you gave them back the football time and again. Surprised by it. Absolutely. Trevor Lawrence right now, there is something wrong. And I don't know what could possibly be wrong. He got his. He's paid. He don't have to worry about anything anymore. He doesn't look comfortable in the pocket. There have been times this year with that offensive line, especially the game we saw 2 days ago. It was the best protection that Trevor Lawrence has received in 4 games this year. When they run the ball, they have been effective. Again, look at this. ETN, 47 for 214. That's an average of 4.6 a tote. Tank Bigsby, 21 for 172. That's 8.2 a carry. Now, that's skewed a little bit by the 58-yard carry. But, hey, you know, those are the numbers. They have been impressive. This is the biggest concern that Jaguar fans have. Finally, what have we learned? Trent Baalke's safe. This team could go winless. Trent Baalke is not losing his job. Okay? Trent Baalke has to impress one person, and one person only. And that person is Shad Khan. And Shad Khan came out before the start of the season and said this is the best Jaguar team in its history. You have the players. You have the coaches. It's time to win now. Is there finger pointing going on? Is there backstabbing going on right now at the Miller Electric Center in that building? I have no idea. I've heard the rumors. You've heard the rumors. But let's be crystal clear about this. Trent Baalke survives. He told Shad Khan he got the best team that money can provide, right? The coaching staff has failed. The players are not playing in position as to where they should be. Onboarding, not playing Mason Smith for some crazy reason in week number 2. The offensive scheme, the defensive scheme, the play calling, the attitude. They could all be gone. Trent Baalke survives. Trent Baalke is going to be the general manager of the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2025, regardless of what the Jaguars' record is. I'm totally convinced that that is going to end up being the case. There you go. It's called What Have We Learned? And I want to get your reaction to that at 641-1010 on our text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Tonight's show brought to you by Thermal Engineers. They are hiring. This is a commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for more than 20 years. They're expanding. Here's the bottom line right now at Thermal Engineers. They have more work than people there who can actually get the job done. So, how does top pay sound? Not competitive pay, top pay. 401k, full benefits, and a signing bonus. Go to Thermal Engineers, Inc. It's an equal opportunity employer. A good friend of mine, a golf buddy, Eric Neal, He's been in this industry his entire professional career. He was with the same company, a good company in town, for over 20 years. And he just got up and left. He went to Thermal Engineers. Why? It was just way too good of an offer. For he and his family, he couldn't pass it up. And if you're in the HVAC business, are you going sideways? Is someone else getting promoted? Are you not getting 40 hours a week? Do you want 40 hours a week? Do you want overtime? You have all of that at Thermal Engineers. It's incredible what they're doing. So I want you to check them out. Go to Thermal Engineers Inc. If you're not hearing it directly and you got a family member out there who's in the business, you might want to tell them as well, because they are going to fill up, but they are expanding right now, and they are the good folks at Thermal Engineers Inc. All right, when we come back, let's grab some reaction, huh? What have we learned? What have you learned? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Love you. I do. I love the listeners. No one is more interactive with our listeners than JJ and I on Into the Night. Your thoughts are next.
Who has the best lineup this season? Honda. Cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, hybrids, and electric. This is one of the greatest lineups Honda has ever had. And now is the best time to purchase or lease one. Visit your local Honda dealer now. Remember, only a Honda is a Honda.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gates store anywhere around Duval and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Are you an experienced plumber or welder with MedGas certification and you're tired of being undervalued? It's time to make the move to Local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. With the best pay in the business, you'll earn $36.50 an hour with benefits that's almost $50. It's not just a job, it's a career that values you. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe. I want to talk to you about picking the right battles to fight in this life. Every day, we have opportunities to get upset and angry. But I want you to realize that sometimes you have to ignore in this life so that you can soar into the kingdom of heaven. My encouragement, friends, to you is to pick the right battles to fight. Fight only battles that help you draw closer to God, because you have to ignore so that you can soar.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
After a storm passes, the assessment of the aftermath begins. Sometimes damage to the roof is obvious, like leaks or missing shingles, broken or damaged gutters, or tree debris. But storm damage is not always as clearly present. Universal Roof and Contracting is here to help and will come assess your roof for any hidden damage. Call Universal Roof to schedule your free roof inspection at 855-ROOF-HELP or visit universalroof.com. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
This is Paige, owner of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. People ask me all the time what's healthy, and that's hard because healthy is different from losing weight, and I think that's where a lot of people struggle. There are a lot of foods out there that are healthy foods, but they're not going to support your weight loss, and that's what we're here to help with. We're here to help you get in the healthy foods that are going to help you lose weight. The Awaken 180 difference is our coaches. It's our team. You can find things online about weight loss, but you try them yourself and they just don't work. And that's because everyone is different. And that's what our coaches are so skilled at helping you figure out.
They certainly figure it out. This is Mike Dempsey. And as you all know, I dropped my 25 pounds in just 4 weeks thanks to Awaken 180. They did the work. I just followed my plan. They did the same for Matt Hayes, and I'd say they hit the target with Hacker, about to reach the 100-pound mark. Let them do it for you. Reserve your consultation at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800 for Awaken 180.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA. Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores!
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage to
ClearwaterJacks.com.
Hey, David again with Royal Pest Services. TAP Insulation stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Keep your home cool, noise out, and pests dead. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free inspection.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Lots of talk going into last Sunday's game against Houston was how the O-line was preparing to get dominated by the aggressive pass rush of guys like Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter. Sure enough, the Jaguars' O-line held their own, allowing Trevor to have some time in the pocket and them to establish a run, averaging 6.6 yards per carry. Here's Doug Peterson on his O-line's performance.
As an offensive line, I thought it was their best game. I thought the tackles played much better than the week before. They moved their ends a little bit more. And so as the game progressed, I thought they and us made the necessary adjustments. They started, spiking and pinching the D ends. They were upfield rushers on, passing situations, things like that. So we adjusted both ways. I thought both tackles played good.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's brilliant by Steve Miller, how the, instrument by instrument, everyone kind of falls in. I could do it all over again. I'd be in a band. Just put me in the back somewhere. Put me on bass. Groupies,
cymbals,
drugs.
Yeah.
Man, you need something to watch this team every day. I mean, every week. I don't know what your go-to is. I think with a lot of this stuff, though, I would stay away from sharp instruments.
What's sad is they got 9:30 a.m. games coming up, so you can't even, drink yourself to...
Oh, you can.
You can. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, it's like that high noon game in Dublin. Florida State gets crushed by Georgia Tech, and it ruins your entire weekend. You imagine at 9:30. Now, the good news is it's a Sunday, not a Saturday, so it doesn't ruin the entire weekend. But I actually think Jacksonville can win those games. We'll talk about it. I think they can win this week. I mean, this thing could still turn around, and, history tells us 0-4 teams, only one has ever made the playoffs. That was the 1992 Chargers. All right, give the ball to Tank, throw it to Brian Thomas Jr., put Eric Armstead in the middle of your defense, play Ventrell Miller, keep Buster Brown out there, bring back Darnold. I mean, I just feel it. I do. This team needs to play tomorrow. This team needs a win. All right, let's get some instant reaction from you. Some of the things that I said in our What Have We Learned piece, and your thoughts with it. Well, here we go. It's all on Balky. Look at his draft. Yeah. I knew we were going to get a ton of Balky. Balky must have pictures. Yeah, I knew we were going to get a lot of that. But I feel comfortable with my opinion on that. Okay, now here's one. Please, the 1988. Please, please blame. Please talk about Trayvon Walker being a bust and why Trayvon Walker was selected over Aiden Hutchinson. That right now looks like a massive mistake, a huge mistake, and that is worthy of criticism. But there are others here that are saying it's Balky's fault when it comes to Trevor Lawrence. Every general manager in the NFL would have drafted Trevor Lawrence. Shad Khan wanted Trevor Lawrence. Urban Meyer wanted Trevor Lawrence. It didn't matter what team was drafting, unless you were like Kansas City and you had a franchise quarterback, then you would have traded it for a bunch of picks. Can you blame Balky for other moves, including Trayvon Walker? Yes. Is it Balky's fault for the setbacks of Trevor Lawrence? No, because again, every other front office or coach would have done the exact same thing when it comes to drafting Trevor Lawrence. Trayvon Walker, I don't know what to say there. You know, he had the 2 sacks in the one game. He had 4 pressures against Houston on Sunday. He's not playing as a number 1 overall pick. When there is a change at general manager, and again, I don't think it's going to be in the very near future. I just do not. What I would really like to see the next GM do is draft a guy at a position and keep him at that position, right? They moved Trayvon Walker all over the place. They did at Georgia. Maybe he didn't have the set position, but they've tried different things with him. Outside linebacker in a 3-4, putting him on the edge now in a 4-3. A lot of people believe he's best suited inside in a pass rush situation. I don't know. He got 12 snaps there a year ago. I don't even know what his count is, 4 games this year inside. Anton Harrison, 22 of his 23 starts in college were at the left tackle position. He comes here and he's immediately thrown to the right tackle position because this organization loves Cam Robinson. You know who your starting left tackle is going to be in 2025? Anton Harrison. After spending, 34 games at right tackle, you're now going to say to him, go to the left side. I mean, feel free to draft guys in the first round at a position they have played and will continue to play at the pro level. It's awful. 1903, Boo, how about letting Quincy Williams go? Listen, I love Quincy Williams. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, okay? I hate tooting my horn when I'm right. But to the 1903, and JJ, you can attest to this, I was a huge in favor of Quincy Williams.
Yeah,
not
you
all
were
along.
shocked when they
just
discarded him.
Made no sense whatsoever that they actually went out and did that. That was very disappointing to me. I thought he was very affordable. Obviously, he was in the first year of his contract as a 4th-round pick, 5th-round pick. 3373 says, Boo, the Jags have ruined Lawrence. He can still turn it around with the right coaching, but if he played for a competent football team, he would have excelled. They should have listened to you and built the O-line instead of trying to get weapons. That doesn't help when you don't have the time. It's in his head at this point, the 3373. You can never have too many good offensive linemen. I actually believe the interior has been better this year than the tackles. The tackles played well against Houston. We all saw what happened with Big Foley, blowing up Trevor Lawrence on the quarterback sneak, coming in, through Brandon Sheriff. I haven't seen a dramatic difference with Mitch Morse. I know Pro Football Focus tells us that Ezra Cleveland is playing above average at left guard. My eyes would disagree. Okay. And I think the tackle play in the first 3 games of the year have been really, really bad. What is encouraging is that they did improve. I mean, you took on 2 really good defensive ends and Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter, and you only allowed one pressure. That was Anton Harris. I mean, that's a positive. It is. It's not all doom and gloom around here. There are some positives. Now, can you get that consistency? But maybe the most important part of what you said is it's in his head right now. It appears to be the case. Trevor Lawrence can't overthrow Christian Kirk. Trevor Lawrence can't overthrow Brian Thomas Jr. He can't overthrow Gabe Davis on third down. He had 3 overthrows on Sunday, 2 of which would have been touchdowns. The great quarterbacks make the play, or at least one of the 3, right? 2 of the 3. The great ones make them all. And Peterson has touched upon this. Peterson now is finally starting to come out and say some things. And he's right. He's right with this. Trevor has to make these plays. So what's going on with Trevor? They have pounded in his head all year. Don't turn it over. Don't turn it over. Don't turn it over. 60 turnovers in 3 years. He's got 1 pick. It was an egregious pick. It was a total missed ball, another high ball, right? In Buffalo. It was a terrible pass. But he has protected the football. Is he overthinking it? If you go back and watch the film from Sunday, the pass protection did its job. Yet Trevor missed on key balls, including the 3 I just mentioned. I mean, the guy's completing 53.3% of his passes. Now, that'll go up with the return of Evan Ingram, but injuries are a part of the game. And he's not dumping it off this year to Travis Etienne like he did a year ago. So those are 2 reasons right there why his percentage is really down. There's been some bad drops. They were drops Sunday. Look at the drop by Gabe Davis in the end zone. Look at the drop by Luke Farrell. And Luke Farrell's got to catch that ball. You're a role player. You're a blocking tight end. And your number's called. Man, you have to make that grab. But yeah, I do believe it's in his head. Something looks wrong with Trevor Lawrence. Yada, yada, yada. They might win. Monkeys might fly out. I'm not going to get into any of that type of stuff. There may be some young boys out there listening who are upset, talking to their dad, talking to their mom, saying, Mom, Dad, what's going on with the Jags? Ballou, 7119 says, Ballou with the 2022 draft. It's a clear indictment on Bulky. Okay. Maybe we'll look back at the draft classes. We've done it many times. We absolutely have. Many, 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 many times. 7234 says, hey, Rick, it's cute that you think there will never be a next GM. Grow up, bro. Well, of course there's going to be another GM. I just said that this entire thing's going to get blown up and Trent Baalke's going to survive. Okay? He's going to be the general manager in 2025. You can't handle that. You got some issues. 6904 says, Ballou, Ventrell Miller is a stud. Hope he can stay healthy finally. Absolutely, man. Those pads were popping with Ventrell Miller. He is a football player. And based on what I saw, he's my starting linebacker next to Foye. Now, I know Foye's out for at least 4 games. So when he comes back, we'll see. You know, Devin Lloyd's another example of a guy that just hasn't taken that next step. If you were to list the top 10 Jaguar players going into the season, you would have had on that list Andre Sisco and Devin Lloyd. Well, based on their play, are you going to re-sign either one of those 2? I'm definitely not re-signing Sisco, who's up first. He's going to want top 5 safety money. Okay? He hasn't earned it. Right now, Devin Lloyd, he hasn't earned it so far in his career. I mean, that's fair. That's simply the way it is. All right, let's get more from you in hour number 2. We're also going to remember Pete Rose in our second hour. This feels a little bit like a Monday show to me because yesterday we were on 2 to 4. We are going to be on 6 to 8 tomorrow night, and as well, we're going to be on 6 to 8 on Thursday night. All right. And then on Friday, we'll be with you from 4 to 6 on the AM only. That, of course, is 1010 on the AM side. Best way to join us, 641-1010. That is the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Get inside the mind of Jags coach Doug Peterson.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't have butterflies.
Coach Speaks. Fridays at 4:05 on The Franchi Show.
I want to win.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Custom windows and doors on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called The Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents in 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
I'm Taylor Rose with our Remedy Staffing Westside office off of Normandy Boulevard. We are helping great people find great jobs. Remedy has helped some of the best employers in Jacksonville find talented job seekers like you for over 25 years. Our current job openings range from entry-level distribution center pickers to equipment operators. Apply today at remedygoodjobs.com. Don't wait. Apply at remedygoodjobs.com now.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Salvatore's famous pizza now in Jacksonville. Tapestry Park off Southside Boulevard. In honor of our favorite player, number 16, Salvatore's large pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping, only $16. Coupon at salvatores.com. Dine in, pick up, and delivery. $16 for a large Salvatore's pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping. Coupon at salvatores.com. Tax and delivery extra.
When my wrist pain was acting up and I needed help, I took Dan Hickens' advice and headed over to see the experts at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. This is Stuart Moore with the PGA Tour. I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whenever you have a need, they took great care of me. They'll take great care of you.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. The next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're in pain and you think you've tried everything, I've got a solution for you. The team at Active Health Jax treats the source of the problem, not just the pain, so you can avoid surgery, cortisone injections, and pain medications. I've had neck aches for years, and I've tried everything from acupunctures to massages with no results. Within minutes of my evaluation and treatment, the tension was gone. It was amazing. Active Health Jax can help you too. Give them a call at 904-296-0202 today or visit them online at activehealthjax.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a dust bunny breeder from Jacksonville, Florida, meets Steve Johnson.
Welcome to the show, Steve.
It's great to be here, Alex. Yeah, you don't have to answer in the form of a question, Steve.
What is this game show?
See, that's another question.
Are you going to ask me about air conditioners?
Yeah, okay. How about we just send the Bueller guys over and you can annoy them with all your questions? Johnny?
That's right, Steve. Bueller Air and Plumbing can answer all your air conditioning questions, repair options, replacement models, and how to make your AC last longer while saving electricity, making sure you are cool.
Where is the parking lot?
You're killing me, Steve.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
If you're about to order a floral arrangement for someone you love, then take it from me, 1010XL's JJ LaSalva. Use Kuhn Flowers. That's right, Kuhn Flowers. For over 75 years, Kuhn Flowers gets it done right.
Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to bring your friends out and enjoy our spectacular golf course, which is carved out of some of the highest elevations in North Florida. Hidden Hills Golf Club, unlike any other. Check us out, hiddenhillsgc.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Feed Tank. Just feed him. 21 carries for the year, Tank Bigsby. And get him out if he breaks one for 55. I mean, don't run him on first and second down and go. I mean, that is just it is just inexcusable, man. It just makes absolutely zero sense. None whatsoever. All right, we're going to get back to the Jags. Getting a ton coming in at 641-1010 on our text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. I am going to give Pete Rose 5 minutes because he's earned it. All right. And let me state this, okay? For those of you who don't know, he died yesterday at the age of 83. When people talk about Pete Rose, it's almost become like an O.J. Simpson, right? It's like, oh, he bet on baseball. Oh, he had this problem. Oh, he's on the Hall of Fame. Am I going to get into that? Of course he should be in the Hall of Fame. He lied about gambling. Okay. He paid his penance. We overlook what this man did. Okay? He is a 3-time World Series champion, Rookie of the Year, MVP, 17-time All-Star. He's the only player in the history of Major League Baseball to have more than 595 games played at 5 different positions. Came up as a second baseman, 628 starts there. Went over to third base, where he's probably most remembered with the Big Red Machine. 634 starts at third base. Went to left field for 671 starts. Went to right field for 595 starts. Then wrapped up his career with a couple of different organizations, including Philadelphia and Montreal. Then went back to the Cincinnati Reds. 939 starts. 10 different years, he had more than 200 hits. 10 times in his career. He ended up with 4,256. The most singles in the history of Major League Baseball. 3,215. The most career games ever played in Major League Baseball, 3,562. The most career at-bats, the most career plate appearances. All right? And he was more than just a singles hitter. Here's a guy who ended up with 746 career doubles. He led Major League Baseball, let's see here, 2, 3, 4, 5 times with doubles. He had 135 triples. He had 160 home runs. He had 1,314 RBIs as a leadoff hitter. Okay? Had a career average of 303. And when I look back at the decade of the 70s, when I started to learn about baseball, Pete Rose and Reggie Jackson, to me, were the first, and I don't remember the Ted Williams era or any of that. Then again, Ted Williams hated his own sports writers in Boston and vice versa. But we have seen now with LeBron James, and, we saw it with Tom Brady, and we saw it with Peyton Manning, and we see it with a lot of modern-day athletes. Certainly Deion Sanders in the 80s and late 80s and into the 90s, Brian Bosworth, where fans began to hate guys on other teams. To me, Pete Rose and Reggie Jackson were the biggest examples of baseball in the 70s where if they were not on your team, you despised them. Everyone hated Reggie until Reggie played for you in Oakland, went to, signed that one-year contract and played in Baltimore, then went off to the New York Yankees for 6 years and won those 2 World Series. Pete Rose was the same way. People didn't like it because he never gave up, right? His motor was always running. The guy would draw a ball and sprint down the first base line. It was probably the first, I don't know if he invented it, but the head first slide. It certainly is one of the things you think of most when it comes to Pete Rose. But Pete Rose was a winner. And that was the greatest testament to his career. Every team he went to, he made better. He won a World Series in Philadelphia. He was only there for 5 years. Remember the Bob Boone? Remember the pop-up? The Bob Boone popped out of his glove and Rose ran over from first base. That was a great team with Steve Carlton and Mike Schmidt and so many other great players. But this guy deserves so much more recognition and understanding for what a great baseball player that he was. And a lot of his former teammates had unkind words to say about him. That included Joe Morgan. That included Johnny Bench. And I don't know what he was like personally. He kind of gave you that attitude that he didn't care what anyone thought. He only cared about one thing, and that was winning. And think about that compared to today. I mean, today's athletes, today's pros, today's collegiate athletes, where they get benched or they're second string and they call mommy and say they want to transfer and go to another school. Can you imagine Pete Rose living in that mindset? Pete Rose's attitude was, I'm going to beat you out. Pete Rose's attitude is, I'm the best player in Major League Baseball. Now, I don't care what position. I mean, the guy, I just gave you the positions. The bottom line is that you had to have him, not only in your lineup, you had to have him lead off. Play him anywhere. First base, second base, third base, left field, right field. Didn't matter. Just get him in the game. 83 years of age. He died way too soon. It's a good life. I know he had some health problems. I just wish more people were understanding for how incredible he was. I think he's third all-time, maybe second all-time in runs scored. I want to say Ricky Henderson passed him. I know Barry Bonds, scored a ton of runs as well. But I'm going to miss him. I'm an old-school baseball card collector. I haven't done anything in the last 20-plus years. I'm sorry, but you can't tell me that an Ohtani rookie is worth more than a Pete Rose rookie. That's just crazy to me. Or a Sandy Koufax rookie, or a Frank Robinson or Hank Aaron rookie. I mean, age should come into play, but today they put a piece of, the uniform in it, and they sign it, and it's authentic, and, I get it. But back in the true days of collecting cards, where you didn't open up the pack with surgical gloves on, and immediately take the thing, and it's like, oh my God, get the vaporizer on, for crying out loud. We can't let normal air in here, and immediately get that card under, protection. Don't ever allow a fingerprint to get on that card. It's such a business now. I love the day of collecting cards, and I've got Pete Rose. I don't have the rookie card. I think it's 63, where there's the picture of the 4 rookies. I got his first original card, which I believe is a 1964. It's got the trophy in it, and I got several old school Pete Rose cards from the 60s and the 70s, and my good ones are in a safety deposit box. I guess I got to get it graded, right? I've never understood grading a card, though. If it costs $15, $20, $25 to grade a card, and that card's only worth $15, $20, $25, why would you get it graded?
Jim Minton. Who is the guy? I would watch him like 2 in the morning.
Oh, he died.
As a kid. Did he? That's sad. Selling baseball cards. And Jim Minton. I'd be like, damn, I need a Jim Minton.
Look at this, a Griffey rookie. I got a Griffey. Yeah, he did wrestling, too. He had, like, red hair. He passed. I guess you weren't with me then, and maybe it was RJ who was with me, but I want to say he died 3 or 4 years ago. And there were times where I would get home after doing late night radio in Chicago, and I'd be there ordering stuff. He was such a great salesman. But they actually used to put together some pretty good deals. I don't know what was it. West? His name was something.
Don West.
Don West. There you go. Do we have a voice clip of him?
We do.
Let's hear it.
1 second.
Let's get it. This guy was legendary for baseball.
For those of you, $99, you better get online. Unbelievable.
This is bringing me back, man.
That is
This is a Jordan
cool
card.
deal. All right, last call on these.
Oh, no.
Now, we're going to go to a brand new deal.
Oh, the 90s hair.
And I'm going to kind of switch midstream here because...
I want a Bonds rookie. Give me not a Bobby Bonds. I need a Barry Bonds.
Special like you wouldn't believe. SF4393. We're going to start you off with a 1987 top set. Factory set. We got a 1990 Fleer factory set. We've got a 1989 Fleer factory set.
Yes.
We've got a 1994 Upper Deck factory set. We got a 1991 Score factory set. We've got
how much?
A 1990 Upper Deck, a 1992 Donruss factory set. We've got a 1988 Donruss factory set. We've got a 1990 Donruss factory set. We got a 91 Donruss factory set. We got a 1989 Topps.
All right.
1985.
I need a price.
With over 1,300 cards.
How much?
Sets and boxes barely $10.
This,
all right, $199.
That's a good deal.
For 19 total sets.
88 Donruss factory.
Somehow this went from a Pete Rose memorial to a Don West memorial.
Yeah, it did.
I mean,
Two
right there on
legends
live
of the
radio.
game. Two people that belong in the hall as far as I'm concerned.
Right. So, rest in peace, the great Pete Rose. Man. And where I come from, Yeah, not 1975 World Series that had 7 Hall of Famers. And if, Pete gets in, that'll be the 8th Hall of Famer from that World Series. Just, and a lot of people think Dwight Evans should be in. And
That's
a lot of
an
people,
insane stat I've never heard.
Yeah, and a lot of people
Wow.
think Louis Tiant should be in. And Dave Concepcion was a very, very, very good shortstop, and he's not in. George Foster, for a period of like 6 or 7 years, was one of the most feared power hitters in baseball as your left fielder. Griffey's dad played center. Actually, Cesar Geronimo played center. Griffey Sr. played right field. But anyway, Pete Rose, you will be missed. I'll miss you, and appreciate your you wanting to win. And just take that with you before we return here and get back to Jaguars football. Just imagine that would be the most important thing to you. Winning. That's what Pete Rose wanted to do more than anything. Honestly. How many of today's athletes, if I mention even your Jaguar players, Okay? If I mention a player, do you think more than anything that guy wants to win? It's incredible how much things have changed. Rest in peace, Pete Rose.
English is their second language. Their native tongue is teal and black. Let's go! Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony bring you Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
10 to noon on 1010XL.
David Ammon here with Zero Res. Ammon, I can't believe it's been 20 years since we started Zero Res. Do you remember? You were only 7 years old and we had you cleaning the vans after school.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I've always had a job that taught me to work hard, take care of things, and to appreciate our good customers.
October is birthday month for Zero Res, so what are we doing for our customers?
Just say happy birthday Zero Res, and we'll give you $50 off. That's $50 off carpet, tile and grout, upholstery, or area rugs.
Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local print management partner, and home to Xerox and HP copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions.
GoABSinc.com.
When you're behind the wheel of your car, you expect a safe journey. But what if the other driver's careless and you're injured? The responsibilities and demands on your spouse just doubled. You suddenly can't work. So what happens to your family's income? And by now, the emergency room and medical bills may be sitting on your kitchen counter. You've got some problems, and we want to hear about them. Call us at 396-5555. Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family since 1979. Office, Jacksonville.
What a week of football and betting it was last week. Mia here, and if you haven't bet with MyBookie yet, they are still running that double deposit bonus. Just sign up with promo code 1010XL. Another huge week of college and NFL games on tap, and it begins on Thursday. Get signed up now for a little Sun Belt, Fun Belt college matchup. Texas State, a 2-touchdown favorite, headed to Troy. This is the Fun Belt, though, so we will take the over 58 points on that total. For Thursday night in the NFL, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Atlanta, where they open as 2.5-point underdogs to the Falcons. I take a long, hard look at betting the Bucs with the points and parlay that over 43.5 on the total. For a limited time, MyBookie still has the double deposit bonus. Use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. That's promo code 1010XL to double your money. The more you play, the more you win, only with MyBookie.
They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. Now, who are we?
Roland Reach Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
Look out, world, we're getting strong. The future's here and we belong. She can STEM, she can do more. Like build a rocket and watch it soar. Or clean the oceans and make the world a better place. Oh, she can STEM, so can you. Find a cure, invent something new. There's no challenge in the world that she can't face. She can STEM.
Learn more at She Can STEM. A message brought to you by the Ad Council.
If you're looking for custom metalwork, look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Whether it's custom railing, shade structures, or custom entry gates, their expert team controls the turnkey process. From CAD design and raw metal to powder-coated finish and expert installation. When you choose Superior Fence and Rail for your custom metal project, you get a project that's, well, superior. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail today.
Hello there. Brendan from Play It Again Sports here to congratulate all the parents for surviving another summer. The kiddos are back to school, and you know what that means? Sports are back. But don't fret. Play It Again Sports has the gear you need at prices worthy of excessive celebration. From sluggers and shooters to clappers and benders, Play It Again Sports can turn your kids into goats. Stop in today on Merrill Road near 295 or online at playitagainjacks.com.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance painting.
Frank Franzi here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Going to be up there Friday with the Mangler. My goodness, Greg Huntington and family. It is going to be electrifying. The Mangler can put some food away, and I can match them. No doubt about that. The Blue Crab House, right off of San Jose, located on Julington Creek Road. The 8911 talking about Trevor says, don't the great ones throw interceptions? Absolutely. And JJ and I have had this conversation many times. I have said over and over again, I don't have a problem with Trevor Lawrence throwing a pick. I mean, the overthrow in Buffalo is alarming, but I think when it comes to Lawrence, what the issue is the fumbles. The trying to make a play when nothing's happening. There's no question about it. The greatest quarterbacks who have ever played, including Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we watched him throw a pick the other night. Don't have a problem with that. No, absolutely. I don't know how that came out there, but it did. I figured I'd get one of these 1357 Blue and OJ comparison. I don't think anyone puts Pete Rose in that category. It's making an analogy. When you think O.J. Simpson, you think Pete Rose, neither one, you don't think about what they accomplished on the field. With O.J., it's, we know. With Pete Rose, it's that he's not in the Hall of Fame and that he bet on baseball. Yes, O.J. is far more significant than what O.J. did. By the way, O.J.'s in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose is not. But I was making an analogy that those are two players that you never... When's the last time you heard someone talk about O.J. Simpson's career? Okay, the guy ran for more than 2,000 yards in 1973. Insane. He was, and he doesn't get mentioned now with Barry Sanders and get mentioned with Walter Payton and get mentioned with Jim Brown. I think those are the three best backs we've ever seen. O.J. was in that category. Now, he got hurt early. You know, he got hurt earlier than I think most people thought. But, I mean, don't kid yourself, man. O.J. Simpson was a phenomenal football player. But no one talks about it. And no one talks about Pete Rose. That's the point I'm trying to make. Not the crimes or, I guess in the case of Pete Rose, it's more about misgivings.
Yeah, we weren't comparing and contrasting rap sheets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, people that I really trust, everyone who talked about Pete Rose, it was the same thing. Baseball blew it. How do you not put him in the Hall of Fame? And I figured we're going to spend 5 minutes on it. Why not just bring up some of his accomplishments for some of our younger listeners? And I understand this is a football town. Still some great baseball fans in this town. But if you're a little bit younger, you probably have no idea what Pete Rose did. Someone just said if you were to add up all his numbers, he played more than 21 seasons of 162 games in every season. And think of the way he played, JJ. he had all sorts of injuries, and it didn't matter. He was going to go out and play every day.
Nowadays, the guy will be on the 10-day DL or IL, whatever it's called, for one of the countless things that happened to him, I'm sure.
No.
I love the photos and the videos of that terrible turf that he played on.
In Riverfront?
And, sliding head first, just bleeding everywhere. I absolutely love that, man. Charlie Hustle. I love players like that. Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm. I heard about those on concrete astroturfs. I never stepped on Riverfront Stadium or the old Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. I remember the first time I got on one of those was the Superdome, and it was more of a hard rubber feel. And then I remember going into the Georgia Dome, and it was totally different. Nowadays, you got the field turf,
like grass, yeah,
everything is fine, but not back then. It was legitimately like playing on cement.
Yeah, and he's diving head first, and Ray Fosse, I did not know this. He just passed as well, I think a year or so ago. And if you listeners don't know, obviously he's the guy who was trucked by Pete Rose in the All-Star game, and his career was never the same.
And a lot of people hated him for that.
Yeah, but it just shows the kind of hustler he was. It was an All-Star game that meant nothing, but he gave his all, no matter what the situation was.
The A's played in the 72, 73, and 74 World Series. They won 3 straight World Series before losing in the pennant in 75 to the Red Sox, who would end up losing to the Reds. But a lot of people don't know that Ray Fosse and Pete Rose were really good friends.
Oh.
And they went out to dinner the night before he barreled into him. That's the type of player.
Ruined his career.
That's the type of player
he ran
he
over
was.
his bestie. Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's the type of player Pete Rose was. And he had the great Mo haircut. Mo from Three Stooges.
That soup bowl cut. Looked like a total doofus, man. I have to see the documentary. I mean, especially now. I just skipped over it, I guess. But it's supposed to be really damn good.
Yeah,
Do you think that they're eventually going to do it, but you don't think that they just turn around immediately and put him in the Hall now, right?
No, you can't.
That would look so bad.
I mean, that would be so gutless and heartless. I mean, you proved your point.
Right.
Right?
Maybe for they could do it and say it's for the families, but if I'm a family member, I'd be like...
Bud Siegley gets blamed most, but I think it was Paul Giamatti's dad, Bartlett Giamatti, who was the commissioner who originally said, no way.
But I want to know why these other commissioners just fall in line. What does Manfred have to gain by not having him in all these years? What did Selig have to gain? I just don't...
Yeah, they all should get in.
They will.
That includes Bonds and Manny Ramirez and A-Rod and Roger. They should all get in. I mean, half the players were cheating. And you have guys in the Hall of Fame who did cheat.
Of course. Never got caught. I mean, most of them didn't get caught doing anything.
I haven't seen that documentary. I just wrapped up the Vince McMahon one.
People were loving that one.
Oh, it was so good.
People were obsessed with so good. I heard from one of the producers, Bill Simmons, was like, you're not going to be able to just watch one episode of this. Yeah. And that's it. First day it came out, Hayes Carline comes in, he's like, dude, I was up till 2 in the morning. I watched 4 episodes in a row.
Yep. I mean, I love McMahon. I grew up in those parts. I grew up when it was still regional now. I grew up when it was on Saturday mornings.
Right.
When it was the WWF. And, he was basically East Coast only. And so I've seen that. I haven't seen the Pete Rose one. The 98-86 says the HBO documentary is absolutely incredible. I'm going to watch it. I tell you what else I've watched the first 3 episodes of. That's the Aaron Hernandez series that's out.
So it's a dramatization? It's not a doc. Okay.
I like it. Now, they have the first 3 series, about an hour a pop. The first 3, the third one wrapped up with Urban Meyer looking at him saying, there's not a place for you here. It's time for you to move on. I think it was Jordan Reed who was next up, the tight end. And Tebow was leaving. They were getting ready to bring in a new quarterback. And
Brantley.
And I think it was, according to the documentary, Aaron Hernandez was like, I want to come back. I want to work. And he's like, there's not a place for you here.
Well, he was a first-round pick, right?
He was a second
round.
He was a second-round pick. They got him and Gronk in the same draft.
Dude. I mean, that was the last good draft the Patriots had.
Was he a second-round pick or a third-round pick?
Let me look. I believe
he was one of the two. But they've yet to get to Foxborough, and I imagine that'll be
fourth rounder.
Was he really? I imagine that'll be the next episode. But I've enjoyed that so far. Done some pretty good acting in it.
I guess it does make sense that he could have gone back to. For some reason, in my mind, I'm remembering of him as being like a really high draft pick. So of course you wouldn't go back to school. But yeah, I guess it checks out.
The 3542 says, Blue, who'd you want as the next Jags coach? Who'd you want to come with Bulky staying? Well, right now there's three guys that I keep mentioning. The Belichick factor. Do you want Belichick here at 72? Okay, he's going to bring a different feel to this organization. How would Belichick, as a defensive-minded coach, work with Trevor Lawrence? Okay, JJ just mentioned it. As great as Bill Belichick is, he really struggled at the end of his career with the draft. Massive misses and some free agency mistakes as well. So has the game passed Bill Belichick? Mike Vrabel's a guy that absolutely comes to mind to me. And with Belichick, to me, it becomes an equation. Josh McDaniels to run the offense. Will Josh McDaniels be able to turn around Trevor Lawrence? I don't know. Mike Vrabel, I think, is a fantastic coach. Again, but he's a defensive-minded coach. What I think this organization is going to need more than anything is an offensive coach who is a play caller. You don't want him to oversee everything like what is going on with Doug Peterson at this particular time. You don't want to bring in a hotshot offensive coordinator and all of a sudden have him be so good and he fixes Trevor Lawrence that he's here for a year and he grabs a head coaching job somewhere. Because that means Trevor's going to have to start all over again. So, there's been a lot of talk about Johnson and Ben Johnson in Detroit, right? Now, what becomes a problem there is this. Do you know you can get him? And what if Detroit goes deep into the playoffs? What if they become a Final Four team? What if they're playing for the NFC Championship game? What if for the first time in franchise history, Detroit actually makes it to the Super Bowl? Now, they change the rules every year about when you can interview and when you can't interview. But you better know that you're going to be able to get him. There's going to be some good jobs opening this year. Dallas is going to open. Philly's going to open. I mean, that's just off the top of my head. I mean, we're only 4 weeks in. Does any other you could have the New York Giants open. You could have 3 teams in that division that open, right? The Jets, depending on what happens, they missed the field goal on Sunday. So, Robert Saleh, Miami, 2 is out, but the McDaniel situation. I mean, there's 5 jobs right there off the top of my Cincinnati. Although I don't you get the feeling that Cincinnati's going to figure that thing out?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, look, one of those losses is crazy, the one of the Patriots. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, they played neck and neck with Kansas City. They won last week, and then they scored on every single drive in the loss to Washington. So, yeah, I expect them to turn out quickly. These are the rules for the hiring or interviews. So, a new rule was adopted for the 2024 hiring cycle that prohibited in-person interviews of coaching candidates under contracts with other teams until the conclusion of the division round. So once the division round is over, in-person interviews can happen with any candidate currently under contract. So, yeah, it's easier now than it was.
And again, they change those rules all the time.
Yeah, they do.
It's amazing what they do.
Well, there's a rules committee. So, I mean, these people have to justify why they have jobs. Mm-hmm. So they're like, hey, the kickoff, we got to change the kickoff. By the way, what a bust's that's been, by the way.
What if Sean McVay became available?
What, like, you think he'll leave?
I don't know. I'm just saying, I mean.
He's not going to get fired.
Coaches get fired. They do.
I'd be
surprised, but what if it happens?
I would be more I think it would be more likely if he left. I mean, he's talked about leaving there before and retiring before.
Becoming a broadcaster.
Especially knowing that, like, Stafford's done pretty much. Move on to the next team that you think has a great quarterback. Dude, imagine McVay here. That'd be sick.
He's one of those guys that can make so much money as a broadcaster. And even though there's some stress in that job, it can't be anything like the stress of being a head coach of an NFL franchise. I can't even imagine what that must be like. So I think it's wide open at this point. You know, unfortunately, Jacksonville in their last phase showed that they don't know how to do it. And I hope they learn from that. Because with the Urban Meyer firing, right, they had a chance to get ahead of everyone else, and they didn't. They allowed the other teams to hire before. Remember, they brought Peterson in and Jim Caldwell in. And then they let almost 5 weeks go by until they decided and settled on Doug Peterson. Look at all the rumors that were out there before. So,
Leftwich, Caldwell, countless, Eberflus.
Matt Eberflus. I mean, they really screwed that up. So the premature firing of Doug Peterson because you believe you can get ahead of it? No. History tells us they're not going to get ahead of it.
Let me tell you a name that's been real popular over the last 3 weeks because of how good the offense he runs is doing. He failed miserably in the NFL. I think he went to the playoffs once as a head coach. But Cliff Kingsbury, like imagine him with Trevor. Obviously, you would probably want. I would rather have Vrabel over him. But if you're just looking for an offensive guy and like you really, if you're shot and you're just thinking we just got to get somebody to get Trevor going, that would be a pretty damn good hire offensively.
And again, I think the big problem with Mike Vrabel is if he comes in here and he brings, you name the offensive coordinator, and that offensive coordinator does such a good job, he's going to get offered a head coaching position in a year or two. And that is what you don't want for Trevor. Okay? You don't want him learning a new offense each and every year. That's why I would settle on either Belichick, who you know is going to bring Josh McDaniels with him. And Josh McDaniels can be tough to work with. All right? And we still, you had the Matt Castle year. I don't even know if it was him then or if it was Charlie Weiss, to be honest with you. Jimmy Garoppolo, heck, he could have been in Denver there. I mean, let's be honest. McDaniels basically worked with Brady, right? Worked with the best quarterback of all time and failed as a head coach at a couple of stops. So I'm giving you that possibility. But I still think the best is finding what you believe is the offensive mind who can work for Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Hayes Carline put it in his column last week, 2 weeks ago. It was after the Buffalo game, so it was a week ago tonight. He mentioned Sean Payton and Drew Brees. That is a phenomenal example of two guys that were together for well over a decade. I thought that was going to be the case here with Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence. I did. I'm still a Peterson guy. I don't understand the Press Taylor thing. Why? It should be Peterson. Peterson and Lawrence. And maybe that thing is fractured. I don't know. I still think we're going to have a lot of stuff that's going to leak here in the next couple of weeks, especially if they lose. I mean, they could knock off Indy, go to London for 2 weeks, get away, win both games. I mean, it could be Drake May in by that time for New England. Playing another rookie and Caleb Williams. I mean, you could win those 3 games, right? But that's what I would like. One of those 2 options for you. We'll see what happens. Let's take a break here. Let's do that. Let's do it at 641-1010. Getting a lot of good stuff in tonight on the text line. I should say we get a lot of good stuff in on the text line every night, and we always do appreciate it.
When you don't want to wait till tomorrow for analysis of today's game, get it 2 hours after the final whistle. Hacker Leon and Coach Campo bring you the window world of Northeast Florida 5th quarter. Presented by Von Rowan Law on 1010XL.
Hurricane season is here, and if you own or run a business, you must protect your valuable property from parking lot floods. Call Duck Duck Rooter, your storm drain maintenance experts. Our VACCON team specializes in regular storm drain maintenance to keep your property safe and secure. With Duck Duck Rooter, you can trust our professionals to keep your storm drains clear, preventing floods and ensuring the well-being of your customers and employees. Call us today at 904-862-6769 to schedule your storm drain maintenance. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com for more information.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Chelsea here. Florida homeowners, are your windows working as hard as they should? With Renewal by Andersen, our energy-efficient custom windows and doors help keep the cool air in during those scorching months. That means lower energy bills and a more comfortable home year-round. For the month of October, Renewal by Andersen has a limited time offer. Buy 4 windows and or patio doors and get the 5th one free. Some restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com for all the details. That's bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Oh my goodness. Fishing is more fun when you catch something.
Yeah!
Listen for the Wind Power Fishing Forecast Show with Captain Kevin. Woo-hoo! Brought to you by Veterans Wholesale Cabinets and Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows in 295.
When I say Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned has big selection, I mean it's huge. Mia here, not 100, not even 500, over 600 vehicles in one location. Arlington Pre-Owned even has 125 vehicles under $18K. Plus, you get 60 days to love it or exchange it. 60 days. And Arlington's Credit for Everyone program is here to help you get financed. Shop Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, why is it that when you look at how long a store has been in business, that it always seems to be the stores like Underwood's that sell fine quality that have been around the longest?
Frank, that's a question that really doesn't get asked a lot, but it should be. There are a number of reasons, but probably the biggest is because of the endorsements our longtime customers and their pieces of jewelry have given us through the years. You see, when you sell really fine quality jewelry, that piece will last longer and always stay beautiful. It might stay in the same family for generations, and through those years of wear, a lot of compliments will be made and a lot of people will be told where the piece of jewelry came from. You see, at a store like Underwood's, it's our stated goal to be the best jeweler in the South, not the biggest, so everything we do and carry has to help move us toward that goal. And ultimately, it's the satisfied customers wearing fine quality jewelry that have kept Underwood's in Jacksonville since 1928.
Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and now that you have Honda boats on the showroom floor, tell them about the big boat sale.
We are excited. We got a big sale, 11th through 13th. You want to come on down, see us in person. Some of our boats are going to be up to 30 grand off.
Up to 30 grand off?
30,000 in savings. It's a big sale event.
So they can start shopping online at cyclesofjacksonville.com. The size of the boats?
Anywhere from 19 to 24 foot, all with legendary Honda outboards.
Honda and Coach, check them both out on Atlantic near Regency. Cycles of Jacksonville.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL,
Green for life.
This is Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control. Are you tired of spiders, ants, roaches, or other pests invading your home turf? Call the winning team at Kingfish Pest Control. I can tell you from my own experience, Kingfish will sack mosquitoes, tackle rodents, and intercept termites before they can blitz into your home. And right now, score 20% off your new pest control service when you start during the 2024 football season. Save big and defend your home with Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
Well, we remember Pete Rose, who passed last night at the age of 83, and also did something called What Have We Learned on the Jaguars. And I will say that I thought it was received very well by the listeners. Got a ton of response that was in. I appreciate it. Maybe we'll do that, I was going to say every quarter, but it's not even a quarter anymore, right? Because for a third consecutive year, there are 17 games. But maybe we'll do it after 4. Again, after games 5, 6, 7, and 8. Getting a lot in on possibilities. Jim Bob Cooter. There's some that think that Trevor hasn't been the same since Jim Bob Cooter left. I'm getting a Joe Brady one here. Joe Brady's a great example, okay? Remember what Joe Brady did with Joe Burrow. And Joe Brady now in Buffalo, outside of their blowout loss to Baltimore on Sunday night, he looks the part. But who was the former offensive coordinator in Buffalo? Brian Daboll. And look at Brian Daboll's tree in New England. Obviously worked with Nick Saban in Alabama. I mean, incredibly regarded. And it hasn't worked for him in New York. It is so hard to find the right coach. It really is. And I've always believed that you need a quarterback. Well, Brian Daboll, when he was at Alabama, he had quarterbacks. Brian Daboll, when he was in Buffalo, working under Sean McDermott, had Josh Allen. Now he's got Danny Dimes, who's getting benched, right? That's it for him. Quarterbacks are what this league is all about. And you look at the quarterback play, it's really headed towards like maybe the worst season that we have seen with quarterback play in like the last 10 years. I mean, touchdowns are way down. Yardage is way down. And we're also seeing reclamation projects, right? We've got Andy Dalton. We've got Sam Darnold.
Baker.
Baker. I mean, Baker already got paid for crying out loud and what he's been able to do. So I don't know. I mean, every rule change that the NFL makes is to favor the offense. I told you that one guy I recommended last week on Twitter. For those of you who are a little bit younger and you just don't.
Oh, I love him. I started following him after you told. What's his name?
I'm going to find it right here for you. For those who are a little bit younger and don't understand the way that this game used to be played, his name is Kevin Gallagher.
Yes.
It's at KevG163, and he's an NFL historian, but he gets with NFL Films and he just puts out there on Twitter like old school football from the 70s and the 80s where it was such a different game. And I don't think anyone with a clear mind, if you were to put away injuries for a second, but just look at the game then compared to the game now, and you would say today's a better game. What they did back then was just out of this world. The way the wide receivers and running backs and quarterbacks were hit. it almost looks wrestling to some extent. I mean, massive cheap shots. But it made for a more intense game, a more excitable game. And obviously they've cleaned everything up for all the reasons which you're aware of, including CTE. But still, on top of that, how are these numbers down the way that they are this year in the NFL, particularly at skill positions offensively?
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
Hacker Nation is here and getting ready to roll into a Tuesday night. How are you?
Good. A lot to talk about with the only winless team in the NFL residing in our community. That's fun. And we got the 1-4 Seminoles hosting Clemson with a freshman quarterback. We got Florida and UCF, just a huge ball game in Gainesville. There's a lot to look forward to in North Florida this weekend.
JJ, did I even mention Brock Glenn?
You didn't.
To our show. I've been doing enough of these Florida State hits on our station that I've gotten my anger out there that I don't need to do it on this show, and I'll be joining you in about an hour.
Which is why I'm looking forward to having you on at 9 o'clock tonight. Absolutely.
All right, what's coming up tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to talk a lot of college ball. We're going to have you on to talk about Florida State, Clemson. We're also going to have Bill Bender of the Sporting News to talk Florida, UCF. Really interesting game for Billy Napier.
Yeah.
And, boy, the luster is off UCF. I was stunned on Saturday.
Yeah. What happened there? Colorado, they were a dog, Colorado was.
Colorado beat them by, 27? I mean, just absolutely annihilated them. So we'll talk a lot of college ball tonight. And then certainly we'll talk NFL. The reality is the Jaguars are the only winless team in the league. I like to think I have a grasp of this team. You and I are down there at training camp every day. I thought 8, 9, 10 wins, somewhere in that ballpark. The fact they're 0-4 and they're the last winless team in the league, I'm quite frankly stunned by. So how did we get here? And more importantly, how do we get out of it? Jared Bailey of the Sporting News will also join me to talk about that coming up in about 20 minutes.
Got to flip the switch, Hack. Knock off Indy, then go across the pond and beat, hopefully, 2 rookie quarterbacks by then. Hopefully, Drake May's playing by then.
It's not far-fetched.
It's not.
To think the Jaguars could win 3 in a row. And by the way, the law of averages will tell you that Heartbreak City only lasts so long before somebody else is going to experience that. Having said that, I wish the Colts would have won a game or two in the last decade here in Jacksonville. Talking to people in Indy, that's a huge talking point.
Yeah.
Ending the streak this week in Jacksonville.
Yeah, because it doesn't get easy after those 2 London games. I think the next 4 are arguably the most difficult. So then after that, I've said all along, I have Jacksonville doing the exact opposite this year they did a year ago. I have Jacksonville, my preseason look, winning their last 5 out of 6.
Yeah, well, again, 3-4 would be a pipe dream right now.
Yep.
Not that far-fetched.
All right, Hack, have fun.
Thanks,
have
man.
fun show. Kansas City a winner in Baltimore today, 1-0. Detroit a winner today in Houston, 3-1. So 3-1. Road teams won the first 2 very low-scoring games in the American League. Runs being scored in the National League. The Mets up 8-4 against Milwaukee. That's in the 7th inning. Can the Braves win and become the 4th road team to get it done in day 1 of the Major League Baseball playoffs? They start at 8:30 in San Diego. That'll do it for JJ LaSelva. My name is Rick Ballou. We'll talk again tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, right here on your home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Someone's going to win a 10-10XL show from Southern Steer Butcher, valued at $100, and it could be you. Yes! Every month you'll have a shot at a Corona tailgate tent with a cooler, chair, and a collectible football. It's the ultimate tailgate. Enter at 1010XL.com. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Bet live with Hard Rock Bet. Real-time wagering till the very last play. Missing the kickoff doesn't mean all bets are off.
Delay a game on the guy who hasn't bet yet.
Sometimes you just know your team is going to come back. The Sportsbook for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to